Okay, this video is about finding notes on the grand staff. So what is the grand staff? It's just the treble and bass clef at the same time. Then as you know in piano world, usually this ends up being our right hand up here and our left hand down here. Not always the case, but usually. And then we read them across. So I want to talk about why I have two different grand staffs drawn. In piano world, we're a little more used to this way where they're kind of spread apart. So our middle C might be there, and our treble clef and there, and our bass clef. So we know that's the same note, that's our middle C, but we get this big gap. So why do we have that gap? Well, we'll come back to that. Let's pop over to this one real quick. So when you're figuring out your notes, if we do our zigzags and figure everything else out, our middle C ends up right there, which actually is just right in the middle. So I think as far as finding notes is concerned and where they're at on the keyboard, this is the better way to think about things. So let's talk about this first. So if middle C is here and it's directly in between treble and bass clef, that means we get this mirroring action that happens. So our next C up is 3 spaces up, our next one down is 3 spaces down. So this is middle C, here's our one 3 spaces up, then here's our one 3 spaces down. Turns out that keeps going on, so if we do our zigzags, we'll end up with a C 2 lines up and a C 2 lines down. So this is good to know, and these are good notes to memorize, because first of all, they're the only ones that mirror that way because C is in the middle. So if you try this with D or A or F or anything like that, it doesn't work. And then this staff also explains why we have different notes in the bass clef and treble clef, because it's just one big staff, right? But now I know if I get like a G here in my music, that G has to be between this C and this C, so it must be this G here. So when you think of it as like one mega staff, or grand staff as they call it, it makes a little more sense how this stuff stacks out. Now, coming back over here, it's like we took this one here and kind of stretched it out in the middle. So why did we do that? It's so we can kind of let our left hand, drift up into this territory. But we still know it's our left hand because they're writing it down here. But in reality, we could write that exact same note. There, it's the same note. So that kind of lets us know which hand we want to play what. So we can do the same thing in the right hand. We can start going down this way. And then if we get that one, that's actually this F. And the bass clef there, same thing. So it just allows us to kind of spread it out and let our right hand drift down into left hand territory and vice versa. So this is a more practical, logical way of thinking of it. If you just think of C as dead center between the two, or middle C, but in piano world, this helps us a little bit to kind of know which hand is doing what. Hopefully that helps.